Hi everybody, my name is Abigail Skarowski and this is my final presentation. I've had the opportunity to live right outside the city of Austin for the past 5 years and it has been absolutely phenomenal. Moving from a very conservative, very small town in Wisconsin to this much larger and thriving community here in Texas has been an eye-opener to say the least. With the influx of people both from south of the border to west of the border, everyone seems to be flocking to Texas. And I absolutely love it. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, we have approximately 175 people moving to the greater Austin area a day. But with this influx of people, our poverty rate has grown throughout the past couple years. There are approximately 174,000 people living below the poverty line, and of that number, 43,000 of them are children. The gender gap here isn't much better, unfortunately. Men make approximately $45,000 a year. $45,000 a year, whereas women will only make $35,000 in a year. And of that woman's salary, approximately 35% of it is going to go to rent alone, which doesn't leave a lot of surplus if you do choose to have a child or you get pregnant unexpectedly. Personally, I work at Starbucks, and a lot of myself and my coworkers make just above minimum wage, where working full-time we can barely afford to make our own ends meet, much less that of another human being. And it becomes very difficult to be motivated to work when you might be working for $10 an hour, but $5 an hour is going toward your child care. And then you subtract tax and insurance, and you're not left with much to live on. So the question would strike of how do we go about creating a sustainable childcare option that doesn't compromise on quality for cost? And what a lot of my coworkers have chosen to do is ask their parents or draw on their family unit or their friends, but there are days that you just genuinely cannot avoid it, and those sources are either not reliable, not consistent, or don't provide quality care more often than not. And so my professional identity seems to be rooted in this passion of we shouldn't have to compromise on quality for our children in order to fit our budget. And I say this because our children are at such a developing stage where so much can impact them. I would not want my lack of ability to earn an income or my need to pay bills at the end of the month to negatively affect them or hinder them in their growth and development. So what are the options? How do you go about fixing this kind of thing, or at least creating a sustainable solution? My suggestion would be to start a daycare in a high school, which might sound a little absurd, but this is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to keep an open mind, because opening a daycare in a high school offers so many options and flexibility. You could start a course where every hour your students are changing and they are gaining real life experience. High school students are learning to care for children, other living human beings, and your children are being taken care of by someone who starts to invest in them and starts to learn about them and their personality. The cost for this kind of a program would come from your supervisor, which would typically be your teacher. But one of the wonderful advantages of opening it in a high school is you have a phenomenally large network of people to draw from your elementary school to your middle school to your high school teachers. You have a network, and if one person is struggling, you have a community that you can reach out and ask questions and struggle, and they will help you. There's a similar program to this run over in Gilbert for the Gilbert High School system, and they charge $140 a week for full-time care, which when you do the math averages out to about $3.60 an hour. And the advantage of this program is it actually makes money for the school based on how they run their finances, and their high school students are learning more about life. And so what I would ask of you guys is, first off, your opinion. How would you go about, if as a parent, what would your concerns be? Would it be the high school students? Would it be the cleanliness? Would it be the quality? My second question would be, go to your school advisors, go to your school district and say, hey, this is my idea. How do we make it into a reality? Thank you.